right, welcome everybody to our second content creator event here with our guest speaker, Baddie. I'm Kelsey Plays. I am the content creator lead and founder of our program. Our program is designed to empower students to be the best creator they can be. And the program allows creators to collaborate with each other and build communities of their own, while also learning to create content, brand yourself, and grow an audience. So if you want, you can become a content creator. We're all about community content creation. I'm going to have Eric tell you guys a little about our esports program as a whole. So Eric, take it away.
Hey everyone, my name is Eric Auberg. I'm the student director of the esports program and department here at UT Dallas. We are basically under athletics. We have Overwatch, League of Legends, Smash Ultimate, and Rocket League. In addition to our content creator program, we have other programs like UT Dallas Minecraft, the broadcasting program. Overall, just great ways for you guys to get involved. So we're super excited to have you guys tonight.
Awesome. And last but not least, we're going to be introducing our veteran, ex-sniper, Twitch partner, and bad friend, Baddie!
Hey everyone.
All
Oh, that
right.
picture. Ugh.
Yeah, we love that picture actually. It's a great photo. So tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into it. I am gonna leave your @ up on the screen so people can go and give you a follow right now.
Thank you. Yeah, I was in the army for a while. I did the sniper deal, a bunch of other cool like ice climbing. I had a weird stint in the army. I did a bunch of crazy things, and then got out, worked in web dev, and was like, I want to be a streamer, and somehow I do this now.
Awesome,
It's been a
awesome.
wild ride.
That's awesome. So we have your stats here. It's Twitch. We have 88.8K, Twitter 11.9, and TikTok 28.9. I know you're also on a lot of other social media as well, and your banner up above. So make sure you guys drop a follow for Baddie as we get into these questions. So first off, of course, what are your favorite games to play, Baddie?
Oh man. Okay. Straight up. The game I'm known for, I play Escape from Tarkov, FPS games. I've always been into that, but Pokemon games. It's like my guilty pleasure.
Pokemon. We love Pokemon here.
Mhm.
Pokemon is
Absolutely.
amazing. So have you been opening like the cards? Did you go up to McDonald's and get your little pack?
I cannot describe the disappointment I've had when I've been to every McDonald's and none of them have cards. I still haven't.
No!
I have so many I have over 1,000 packs of Pokemon cards behind me right now that I'm doing a huge opening on in about a week, actually.
That is intense. We will definitely have to check that out. So, moving on to the next one. When did you get partnered on Twitch, and how did it feel when you got that partnership? Like when you got that email, were you just what was that feeling you had?
Oh man, I got partnered actually. It was February 2019, and it was a couple days after my birthday, so it was pretty great. It was a wonderful present from Twitch, and I damn near cried.
Oh yeah, I that that feeling must be just incredible to actually finally achieve that. Now, what made you interested in becoming a Twitch streamer? Like you said you did all these things and then what was that like moment where you're like, "Okay, you know what? I'm going to stream."
It was an accident. I was literally on vacation from work. I did this used to do this thing where I just wouldn't take time off, and then I had like a month of vacation in December of 2017. And I was playing a new game that just came out, Escape from Tarkov, and I wanted to show my friends at work the game, and because they didn't, nobody wanted to play it with me because it's really hard. So I just threw on my stream. I was like, "Hey guys, why don't you just watch me at work?" And then other people started watching me, and I just kind of I loved doing it, and I just kind of stuck with it.
That's incredible. So it was just all by accident. You were like, "Hey, you guys watch my stream," and then next thing you know, you're blowing up with thousands of viewers.
That's
Incredible.
literally, yeah. It took a little bit to get to that point, but that's, yeah, how it started. It was just me trying to show off a game to friends.
That's amazing. So, how many years did you spend in the army?
So I did 6 years actually in the Vermont Army National Guard. A good chunk of that in the Guard was active Guard, and I did a lot of schools, like military schools versus like college schooling.
Okay, so you say ex sniper. So how did that work out?
That was another happy accident.
We love happy accidents.
Yeah, I joined as an infantryman, and our unit was deployed at the time. So right after I got out of basic training, everybody was gone except for like me and a couple of guys that were, in great shape still. Because if you're not on the deployment, usually it's because you have an injury or something went wrong, so you couldn't deploy. So they had the unit had all this money, and they just started sending me to all these different military schools. Like I went through like mountain warfare, so I was learning how to rock climb, and then eventually that evolved into me learning how to ice climb and do glacial walks with the army. And then the unit got back, and they're like, "Oh, well, you've done all this stuff already. Why don't we just send you to sniper school too?" I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna be a sniper." And
That's super
yeah,
awesome.
it was weird. Didn't
And we're
expect it.
so thankful for your service as well.
Thank you very much.
Now, does that have an influence on your content? Because I know you have like a bunch of guns in the background of your stream. So,
Yeah, absolutely. There's not a lot of us on Twitch that do firearm content. Like there's like myself, Clean, and a few other guys that do this stuff where we try to um not necessarily instruct but inform people about firearm safety so you don't have incidents of people making mistakes with firearms. And the fact that I have a military background, and even more so that sniper background, it people are always asking me about firearms, like what guns they want to use if they're learning how to shoot their first firearm, things of that nature. So I try to really drill home safety and such as I'm talking. Like every time somebody asks me about a firearm in the background, I gladly go pick it up and I clear it. I show them how to make sure everything's safe. And I don't know. I was an instructor when it came to shooting for a while, and I really like to make sure people do things the right way and the safe way.
so definitely a niche on Twitch for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
So, how do you manage to keep such a consistently energetic stream going? Because I know you're just, all the lights, all the screens. Like, how do you just keep that energy up?
To be totally honest, the streaming is my outlet for that energy. I'm like this all the time. It I'm always going at 120%. I can't slow down ever. It's been a problem for a long time, and Twitch has been my outlet for all this energy, honestly. So it's not that I need to worry about keeping it going. It's that I stream to find a way to be able to go to sleep at night after.
It's like your workout for the day. You
It
just get
really
on,
is.
you let it all out.
Absolutely.
So, do you plan on growing your YouTube, Twitch, or any other platforms that you may have?
Oh man. So YouTube is my biggest hurdle because I honestly hate creating YouTube content.
Feel that. I feel that.
And all of my moderators right now are cringing somewhere me talking about it because I've been trying to they've been trying to get me to do more YouTube content for so long now, but very soon that will be all be a thing. TikTok is just when I get bored at night, I make silly TikToks because it's fun. Um,
Absolutely.
as for like Instagram, that's another thing. That Instagram's actually been a really big one, an important one for me. That's without a doubt.
Instagram's your go-to right now. I can tell you've got a lot of amazing pictures. Clearly, as you guys see, he's got the best one.
I try.
Now, I heard about that you having a podcast or you were starting something up with the boys. So, like, you
Yeah.
want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, myself, donut operator, a very large YouTube and Twitch content creator, and a buddy of mine, Eli Double Tap, who is huge on Instagram and also one of the guys that works and founded Black Rifle Coffee. Um,
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, we all are we all hang out and have brunch every other day together. So we're always just kind of going at it and just making jokes with each other, talking about gaming, and we're like, why don't we just start a podcast? So we did. We actually just launched. I think it was episode 9 today
Oh, that's
of the
amazing.
Unsubscribe podcast.
The
And we just
Unsubscribed podcast. Love
yeah.
that. Make sure you guys go check that out.
And yeah, it's just gaming, talking about everything like our old like our first game systems. That's a big thing. We talk about a lot of old school, like, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, like the original things that got us into gaming, and a lot of Pokemon card talk. Oh, so much Pokemon talk recently.
A lot of the Pokemon. It's such a hype right now. I need
It
to get into
really
it.
is.
Honestly, I went to McDonald's and I got my cards,
I
but
saw,
other than
don't
that,
worry.
they're amazing. I love them. They're super cute. I have them right in front of me.
I'm
All
jealous.
right. So, how did you go about creating a stream schedule?
So yeah, that one was really important when I was early on because I was working full time. Like I said, I worked in kind of like website support, web dev stuff, and that was just my an everyday 9 to 5 job. And I'd get home. eat dinner, hang out for like an hour, and then it was straight to my stream at usually 8 or 9 p.m. And I'd go till 2 or 3 a.m. and I'd start the cycle over. And I just kind of I maintained that. And I think I took like Wednesdays and Sundays off or something like that. But it's just having the motivation to do it is so important. And I just stuck to my schedule. I just my free time.
So leading right into that, what kept you motivated to stream daily or consistently?
uh the military, honestly.
Okay, that's where you got your discipline from.
Honestly, yeah, I learned so hard, like that I call it false motivation all the time because you have to do a bunch of stuff in the army you're never gonna you never want to do. It's not fun, and
Right.
having that little bit of false motivation, really, honestly, can help power you through that little hurdle to hit go live, which will then once you're live, that's when the fun hits, and then you don't need to worry about it. It's just that brief moment of, do I want to go live today? Once you get through that hurdle, like
Right.
you're good to go.
So like what would you say is your, I guess, like favorite part? Like you turn on the stream, like what is your like that light when you turn on the stream and go live? What are you super excited for?
Um, honestly, for me right now, it's music. I this is where I find all my music's my entire everything at this point. I'm always listening to music. So there's like a 15-minute period every time I start my stream where it's just I'm not even doing anything. I'm just blasting music. Everybody's showing up. Everyone's all hype and chat because the stream's just launching, and I live for that little intro.
It's the virtual concert, the virtual
It
Baddie
is.
concert.
Yep.
We live for the Baddie concerts. Now, I have a question because we all, the DMCA stuff that happened on Twitch. How do you go about getting around that?
So honestly, this the DMCA stuff has happened on Twitch every year as long as I've known of the platform. It's always been one little thing or another, and it's always blown so far out of proportion. And it's usually pertaining to specific types of music, specific songs, unreleased things, newly released things, your top 40. Um, and it's all about being informed. I play a lot of music that is of specific genres like metal, pop, punk. A lot of these smaller artists are a part of record labels, like Pure Noise Records, that absolutely love streamers playing their music. And you can find lists of labels that just say, go ahead and play our music. There's artists out there that own the rights to certain songs that say, go ahead and play our music. And it's all about being informed about what you're playing. And for me, since I love music so much, I've just gone through and tried to find as much of that music that I love that I know I can play. There's some on there that I probably shouldn't, but until I'm told to stop, I'm not gonna stop. Like I said, it's always blown far out of proportion than the actual problem. Like, there's
Right.
been no bans. Everyone talks about everyone getting banned permanently. Nobody's been banned from it.
Right,
It's
right.
just a lot of hearsay, a lot of streamer Twitter, we call it, that spirals up into a panic, and then it goes quiet for a little bit until the next issue pops up. And I don't know. I just kind of I'm gonna do what I do until I can.
Right. Do you would you recommend like creating a playlist, like researching music and like creating that playlist around like do you have your own playlist that you use?
Mhm. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, you can usually just go out and find some of these Spotify playlists. Like I said, a couple record labels have put out Spotify playlists with just, like 40 artists that you can just play their music. It's all about just spending that little bit of time and researching what you can and can't play, like avoiding those major record labels, Sony, UMG, and things like that. But yeah, I have multiple playlists that I just kind of rock out to.
Definitely gonna have to tune into that Baddie playlist. Now, um, moving on here. So what was your first brand partnership that you had?
Oh man, honestly, Alienware.
Oh, me too. Hashtag same.
Yeah, Alienware was the first big one.
Yeah, so we are both on the Alienware Hive. So, I guess for you, in a sense, how was that getting that brand partnership?
So it was a little weird for me. I worked with the last team, the Alienware Nexus, I believe it was, which kind of sputtered out. So I had a friend of a friend of a friend kind of a deal who heard about it. They talked to me and they're like, "Hey, we want to work with you on this program." And then nothing kind of really happened with it. And then out of the blue, the Hive started, and they messaged me again. They're like, "Hey, we got this new thing, and we want you on it." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure, let's do it."
A-
Um,
And who are your current partnerships with, if you don't mind me asking?
yeah, absolutely. Currently, I am working with Alienware, Black Rifle Coffee, G Fuel, and Blue Mics, and I've done a few other smaller things here and there as well. But those are like my big.
Now, going to your setup, because obviously you were sponsored by Alienware and Blue. Um, how does that work? You have so many screens going. I mean, tell us a little bit about what you have going on with your setup, because it's the
Oh
best one
man,
I've seen.
it is chaos. I am currently running 3 computers and 11 monitors. I think 10 cameras and 2 microphones.
That is absolute insanity. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely insane. And so, how do you? I mean, I'm just thinking power wise, like I had like fires and like how do you
So
manage like the cables, or is it absolute chaos?
okay, some of it's very managed well, and others are it looks kind of like a spider web behind the computer. Let's not talk about that though, because it's a little bit of a mess right now because I actually just moved and I'm rebuilding the studio. I'm actually probably only about 40% done the studio. There will be a fourth PC being added, as well as more monitors. An entire VR setup's going to be added here shortly. I think I'm going to have 15 or 16 cameras when it's done. Oh, it's
That is absolutely incredible.
yeah.
I
I had a
applaud
fog
you for
machine.
that. I'm trying to set up my dual PC setup and I'm already in chaos, so I can only imagine what you have going on with yours.
Even more so the space because it's so big. I have like cable extenders everywhere because your regular cables aren't long enough to span like 12 feet. Uh,
Right. That's insane. I love it. How do you balance that content creation and streaming with your work slash social life? Or I guess your full time now, so
yeah.
your social life.
So it used to be I didn't have a social life
Okay.
because I worked full time, stream full time, and there's not a lot of time left after that when because I was full time streaming as soon as I got it. Like it was like a month of streaming with working full time, and I was like, I love this. I'm going all in. So I just kind of stopped sleeping for like a year.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no sleep.
but now it's all about honestly just putting my phone down, stepping away from the computer for a little bit, and just honestly unplugging is a huge part. Like for me, going out to a range, I go out and I just practice shooting. I just turn off my brain for a little bit, and that's the only way to really stay balanced with everything that is social media and content creation.
Right, just that unplug and taking a
Oh, it's
breather.
so hard to do, but God, you got to do it.
Yeah, and so yeah, mental health is definitely important, and I know a lot of us are needing that right now. We're that snowstorm
Mhm.
really kicked us into high gear. So for when you were, I guess, in your like, you were working, social life, and content creating, how did you manage like that stress?
Um, Again, I attribute it to the military. I don't really get stressed, to be totally
No,
honest.
you're like, carefree, baddie
I
living life.
that's one thing that I'm very good at and people love about my stream. I call it
Absolutely.
aggressive positivity. Like I am
Okay.
always in your face with
I
positivity,
am
and
so happy right now.
it's
Yeah.
I just I don't know. You when you do things like going in the army, sniper school, all this other crazy stuff, like stress, you learn to put things into perspective real quick. I may be stressed right now. Whatever's going on today is as terrible as it could be, but tomorrow's gonna be a better day. And if you can focus on that next day, that next week, whatever it may be, knowing things will get better, knowing things will change, knowing you will get through that problem, it really really helps put things in perspective. Like this stress is temporary. It's a moment, and there are many more moments that will be stress free in your life.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Now, what allowed you to become a full-time streamer? So, you were working and you were going through all that, and then you were like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna stop everything and I'm gonna be a full-time streamer. What was that point for you?
The big thing was when I realized I was making as much streaming as I'm sorry, I was making a little less streaming than I was at my full-time job, and that was with me not putting in the amount of effort I know I could put into it because I was working full time. And when you're working full time, it's just always going to be a battle of trying to put as much time and effort into your stream as you want to, and it's going to be hard to do that and maintaining that, that little bit of effort, extra effort that you can fit into it. And it was crazy. I was just kind of like, I don't want to wake up and go to a desk job anymore. I'm just gonna, and I jumped. I put in my 2 weeks and I made a full-time stream schedule and I just went all in.
The leap of faith. The leap of
I did
faith.
indeed.
And it
I
has
was,
paid off. You are
it
doing
has gone
so
wild.
well. Yeah, and it's only up from here for you. So that's amazing. Love that for you. Now what kind of advice would you give to a smaller streamer to get partnered?
I see this a lot, actually. I try to help people out with this a lot. And the most important thing I can say is just that your commitment and your schedule. You need to have that. If people do not know when to find you online, they will find somebody else who is online. And it may be kind of hard to hear that your audience may leave and find somebody else, but that's the nature of Twitch. If they go to Twitch and you're not there, they're gonna find somebody else to watch. They generally will. And if they put that time in with another streamer, that connection you had lessens because they're making a new connection with somebody else. So making sure you have that schedule, making sure you have yourself online at those times you say you're going to be online is super, super important. And the only other little bit I was to say is try to stream at least 4 hours for like a session. Less than 4 hours, honestly, you're not gonna grow much and you're gonna hit that stagnant wall. And I know it may seem a lot when you're starting out, but 4 hours is a really, really good starting point.
4 hours, man. I know we can do it. Some of us here, we got a lot of homework, but we're gonna get it done. We're gonna stream that 4 hours. No, that's good to know. Can't be the bad friend viewer. You need to be there
Yeah.
for your viewers, and um, can't always be there, but consistency and persistency is what I like to say. I'm going to open it up now to everybody here, and if we have questions in the chat, now is your time to shine. You guys, if you didn't know, we're using the hashtag voice chat channel. So if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat right now, and we will get to asking Baddie your questions. I know you've had these, so let's hear them. Can barely sit through a class for an hour. Gotta step it up. Yep. Gotta get that 4 hours in. Ooh, so who is your partner Pokemon? I
Okay,
need to
so
know from Avery.
I've been playing, my first game console I bought myself was a Game Boy Pocket and Pokemon Red. So don't get me wrong, I love Gen 1, but for me, it's gonna be Turtwig. I love turtles more than I
Aw.
probably should. Turtwig is the greatest little thing in the world. I can't help it.
Aw. From Eric, we have, how would you describe your personal brand?
Chaos.
Absolute chaos.
I mean, it's volume warning is my favorite thing. I put that in my stream title every day. It's so loud and chaotic. It's cameras, it's music, it's a virtual concert every night. It's chaos.
We do love the concerts. They're absolutely amazing. I have tuned into a few myself. We have Leapbug4 with, what was your growth like for you? Was it steady increase in viewers? Or would you attribute it to like your game and positivity?
So my first year was a slow roll, without a doubt. Like, my first month or so was like, hitting that 4 or 5. The next month it was like 6 to 10. And by the end of my first year, I was bouncing right around that 75, 65 average. And by February, I was averaging around 150, and that's about the time I got partnered. And a lot of that is without a doubt the game I was playing. Escape from Tarkov went from a nothing game with, on a good day 2,000 viewers for every streamer for the entire category to somewhere around 6,000, 8,000 when I got partnered. And then in December of 2019, the game exploded on Twitch. And having been one of the original guys playing that, my channel grew with that game as it blew up as well.
That's crazy. So what would you say your average viewers are now?
Um, on a bad day, 450 to 500. Good day, I organically break 1,000.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, we are definitely gonna have to run some games of Tarkov because I just got that downloaded. So very
Oh, you
excited to
poor
play.
soul. Oh
I know,
no.
I know, I know. Everyone's been asking me to play it, so I'm about to break it in. So our Rocket League head coach, Lucky Mick, asked, what's your process for planning out content? If you
Whoa,
plan it out
what?
or
I mean, see, planning out the only time I ever really plan out content is if I have honestly a sponsored segment or I'm running an event of some kind, like this big Pokemon card unboxing thing I'm doing. That's gonna be something I'm planning out. I have a friend coming out. He's a big Pokemon nerd and a smaller streamer, and we're gonna open everything together here. Or like when I used to do my D&D games, I used to run Dungeons and Dragons games on my channel. Those are all, very planned and ready to go. But for me at this point, I just kind of go live and party.
party
I don't do a
time.
lot of planning in life. I'm definitely a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy.
All the chaos, all the chaos. Now, Eric asked another one. What should we students do when we get unmotivated sometimes, whether in streaming or in school?
For me, that's actually an awesome question because everybody hits those slumps. For me, it's finding something that I enjoy, that I can get motivated about, and carrying that momentum into whatever task, whatever process, whatever project you're working on. For me, like if I don't want to stream, I'll usually hop in Discord with some of my viewers, some of my friends, my subs, or I'll play Pokemon on my Switch. I'll do something that I enjoy, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm feeling better. I'm in a good mood, and then I kind of dive into whatever I need to work on. Just being in a good mood going into a project or whatever it may be helps me at least.
That's awesome. Now, Avery asks, how do you act so genuine on stream? Um, she says, I always get nervous and feel like I'm not really being myself. Are you ever worried about posting something that you may like but may not be received well by Twitch or your audience?
Oh, so yeah, that's a big one, and that's one kind of tough because you have to look at it in two ways. You have yourself as a person, and you have your brand. I'm fairly lucky that myself as a person and my brand are kind of the same thing at this point. Um, I I don't know. Since I've started streaming, I've just always put my personality out there, so I don't have a huge disconnect in that. And if I don't like, if my audience doesn't like something I do, well, I mean, too bad. I love what I love, and like a lot of my audience doesn't love Pokemon. That's easy. They know me as the army sniper that plays this hardcore FPS shooter, Escape from Tarkov. But damn, if I don't love opening Pokemon cards and going through all these crazy like these things from when I was a child, when I was that nostalgia kick I need, and a lot of the times your excitement helps carry um into whatever that this new venture for you is. It's the same thing when any creator changes their content. If you're a Rust streamer, a Rust gamer, Minecraft, Rocket League, whatever it is, and you change that game, it is very hard because you're almost starting over. So carrying that same level of excitement and momentum that you had in whatever you initially were doing into your new venture usually ends up helping. Will it work out right away? Maybe not, but with time you'll start to grow in that category, or people will see how genuine you are about that love, that passion, and they kind of jump in on it.
That's amazing. Now, do we have any more last questions here? Any lingering thoughts? Any comments for Baddie? This is your last chance. Oh, we have a couple more typers coming in.
So somebody say who needs sleep earlier, and if that isn't the truth, I did a 39-hour stream once. That was pretty wild.
A 39-hour stream. That
30,
is
just 39 straight. It was
wow. Yeah,
bad.
that's pretty crazy.
I
I've
was I
done a
was getting
couple of
like two
24
Red Bulls.
hours, but yeah, no, put me to sleep. All right, you guys. Well, I am so grateful for you coming, Baddie. It was so great to hear about your
Of course.
experience and your journey. We are so happy you came, and I can't wait to join in on another party stream.
Oh, of course, of course. I'm
Have
always
a
down.
good one. Thank you
See
all
you
for
as
coming
well.
out to the event. I appreciate it. Baddie know how thankful you are of him coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate you, Baddie. Have a good one, you guys. Thanks for
Cheers, guys.
coming,
Cheers,
tuning
Jeff.
in. Peace out.